Hey everybody, it's your hospitality friend Glenn. Chris Green is back with us, but before we're lucky enough to hear him talk, I want to thank our friends over at Actable. Actable gives you the power to profit. Please check them out at actable.com. Chris, so great to see you.
Good to see you too.
So we're here in Houston today doing something for the greater area Houston Hotel and Lodging Association, a discussion. And most of the reason why I'm doing this is great association, but I get to see this guy. I've missed you since you retired a year ago. What you been up to? What's going on?
It's been good, Glenn. Thanks for coming out and visiting with me. We had a great dinner last night.
Yeah, we
Nice
did.
big Texas steak.
Thank you for giving me an excuse to have the nice big Texas steak, by the way.
Yeah, it's been good. Getting a year away is a gift that not a lot of people get.
Right.
And I've been away for a year now. It's crazy to think that, but April would be.
I took a few hours off Sunday afternoon, so I kind of know where you're coming from.
It's been huge though, because
Yeah.
when you're in it every day and you're fighting and you're out there fighting the good fight and hiring and training and working on RevPAR and building a hotel company, or that's what you focus on.
Mm.
And when you can pull back and take a breath, you can think about the business in totality. And that's something that I think is just very valuable to do. It's a learning lesson for me.
Mhm.
Even if I do go back to work someday, is how will I treat that differently? So I've spent a lot of time thinking about the business and where we're heading, what mistakes we may have made,
Right.
and what things are different.
Well, so what I think what you're saying is when you step back, you're able to get that perspective, and not a lot of us are fortunate enough to be able to do that. So when you get out of the thick of it, and I guess that cliche, see the forest for the trees, comes in here somewhere, you're really able to see things a little bit differently. So what are some of the observations that you've made over the last year that that you probably would not have realized had you still been in the thick of it every day?
It's so fascinating.
Right.
One of the things I realized is that we are always so focused on what's new and next that I think it was Shai Zellering from one of the big REITs at Hunter Conference last week said, we got to focus on the craft.
Mhm.
And hospitality is a craft.
Yeah.
As I watched them set up today, the staff here, they set a beautiful table.
Yep.
They have the table set up. The chef walked out. I talked to her for a minute. They are practicing hospitality. Now, us in leadership, right, we've got to focus on technology and what's AI going to do and how about investments and what are banks going to do. But the craft is most important. And you know what? That has sustained us through all of these big events, right? 9/11, financial crisis, COVID. Here we are again in a busy hotel in a busy city celebrating hospitality.
This hotel is busy. Trying to get a late checkout today was a negotiation process, but good for them because it means that business is happening right
They
now.
must not know who you are.
No, yeah, no. Well, they did find out, and they're like, "You're out of town."
Leave now. So I think it's been really great.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and it's so important. And it's one of the things that I've been talking about on the road is that to me, this is the year of preaching people serving people and getting back to the basics, right? Because sometimes we forget that, particularly if we get stuck up in that technology mindset. You've been working with technology companies, so you're thinking about how do you keep the humanity in hospitality as we make this massive technological shift like we haven't seen before.
Yeah, so you mentioned one of the companies I'm working with, which is Actable. And what I've been working with them on, and a few others, is making sure that the leaders in hospitality, that technology provides a great floor for what we stand on so we can build off of that floor,
Right.
right? That is not going to ever take over the business of hospitality. It helps us to be informed, help us to make better decisions, help us to buy better, control costs better, plan our future revenues better, but it's never going to take the place of a smile
Yeah.
and a handshake and a great meal. So I'm trying to help them understand how they fit into the marketplace and how they can better support a hospitality company in doing what we do best, which is make the magic of hospitality.
And it's so difficult to figure out what type of technologies you should adopt as a hotelier. How would you start to maybe thinking through that process so you don't get paralyzed by the amount of choices that we have out there?
Well, what a huge question that is.
Yeah.
There are so many choices right now. And it's great because we have such entrepreneurial people around our business that are like, I'm going to solve problem A,
Right.
problem B, problem C. As a business person, you've got to figure out which problems are the most critical to your business and which ones will move your business forward the most.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing I tell these other companies is, are you solving one problem or 20 problems?
Right.
Because as an operator, we know that staff is down. Employment is down in hospitality. We have people that have left and haven't come back still. So what do? We need things that could help us still deliver the promise of hospitality, but solve problems that are simple, right? I need to be iPhone simple. I don't want super hard. I don't want super complex. I want them to be able to use and then let me make magic. And that is me and my associates talking to guests, right? And so it's just a challenge, Glenn, for people to see that. So unfortunately, whittling it down is really about your business. Which
Right.
problems do you need to solve? Where are you strong as an organization? Are you strong in capital management? Are you strong in taking care of the housekeeping side, labor, and then picking the resources that best fit you?
Right. And one of the other things is if your company is really far behind technology, you may need to start with the basics first, reinvent the platform in order to be able to get greater gains in the future.
Well, a lot of things that people don't think about are implementation time, right? So, we have teams that run all the hotels, right? Regional VPs of ops and revenue management and sales, and then you have the GMs. But somebody has to implement these processes and these new tools.
Right.
So if the tool you're implementing is a smaller tool, let's say, right? That solves one problem, like maybe tipping, right? A tipping tool, AI,
Hey, I was at 2 hotels in the last week that had the online tipping.
which
So
is
kudos.
great.
I love
It's
that.
great. But how hard is it to roll out? Does it demand a lot of time from the staff? Because the staff has a lot to do. So the companies need to make it easy to roll out, easy to implement. And then, of course, I love the tipping apps. It's great. They have it here at the Hilton Post Oak.
Yep.
But it has to be easy to use, right? Because we just don't have the resources we used to have.
I will tell you, it's been very frustrating because I haven't had change, and I've gone to a couple of front desks, and they don't carry cash
Yeah, cashless.
anymore, which is shocking to me on multiple levels. But in this context, there should at least be a way to make sure that people get tipped. And if you're going to be cashless, which is fine, I think you need to have that electronic tipping thing. But that's a different platform, a different soapbox for another day.
It is that's a good example though of a small problem that we have to solve, right? If we go cashless, then what do we do about tipping?
Yeah.
That kind of thing. So same thing with bellman and valet. This hotel's got great valet service, great bellman service, door service. But unless you carry cash, I'm old. I'm a little bit older than you, just a hair. I still carry cash, right? So I have a little bit, but
Yeah, I have some cash, but the problem is I only carry $1,000 bills on. And I'm trying to tip hundreds. Let me get the printer working up again, then we'll see if we can get that happening. I think we've gone through a lot today, but like, what's next for you? What are you doing, more consulting and that sort of thing? What are you thinking about?
I think the world is my oyster, right? I have realized being out that I just miss more than anything. I'm watching the team set up this banquet in the background,
Yeah.
and that's where my heart is the teams that are in hospitality, delivering great hospitality. I love consulting. I love helping organizations. I love doing this stuff with you. Keynote speaking has been fun. So I just think that the door's wide open right now.
Yeah, and the cool thing about what you're doing and kind of what I'm doing is you get to do different things every day, talk to different groups, and help get to some more of those conclusions that you've been able to come to while you've been stepped away from operations for the last year.
Absolutely. Being in the thick of it, right? You're working on one organization, one company's culture. We did get to do some things with like AHLA for the broader industry, but a lot of times you're working on your piece of the pie. Stepping back like this, I've been able to work across a lot of different verticals, a lot of different opportunities, and just help the broader industry, which is my heart, where's my heart is.
Yeah, and I love it. Well, I wish you lots of luck. The industry is a better industry for having you in it as well.
Thanks.
Hey, I want to thank everybody for watching. Special shout out to JJ here at the Hilton Post Oak, who's attending the Conrad Hilton School of Hospitality Management here in town. Hopefully he's watching this now. And be sure to share this video, like, and subscribe. See you all later. Bye-bye.
Bye.